Sports fans, we are live. Welcome to the Sports Behavior Podcast. I'm your host, OG the Beast. Here with me as always, Chilltown32. How you running, man? How you running?
Running good, brother. Running good. I can't get enough of this playoff football, man. This is awesome.
I told you.
Absolutely awesome.
I told you this. Look,
Man.
playoff football has been nothing short of excellent. Like every
hmm
single game, top to bottom, every single game has been nothing short of excellent. Exceeded my expectations. Even though it's been very unpredictable, it's been exquisite, and I wouldn't change no outcome for the world. Let's just say Brady is out, Rodgers is out. Like, what? Brady is out, Rodgers is out. I believe it was some stat. We haven't had a championship game without Rodgers or Brady in like 15 years or some shit like that. Like it's been
Last
a
decade.
long
Yes, sir.
time. Like
In the last
it's
decade.
it's it's crazy, man. January 25th, 2022, episode 31 is underway. Shout out to all the lawyers over there on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, please drop a follow, subscribe, like, do whatever you got to do to show your support. Comments, we love them. You know, all type of feedback. We got a loyal base over there on YouTube. Type hashtag loyal base if you over there on YouTube and you rocking with us, man. Just what does that say? Justice I don't know. Hamid, I don't know what that is, but I appreciate the gifted sub, man. I appreciate you stopping in and tuning in with us.
Yeah.
Let's see who we got up in here today. King Roland, shout out to KB. My man KB, what's popping? How you feeling? A couple loyals in here, man, but the playoffs, man, it's been nothing short of no cap. OG, I like it. Yeah. Garo, man, I actually forgot it. I didn't even realize I ain't had no hat on. I just sat down and was like, let's get this show on the road. But
Hey, make sure y'all comment. My boy fresher than the kitchen sink. Is he not? Can you check my boy out? Is he cleaner than the kitchen sink today, ain't he? Check him out, right?
yeah, no
Cleaner than the
cap.
board of health today.
I just said, damn it, man, let's get it popping. We gonna get this show
hmm
on the road without no hat today. I just said screw it. But like I said, everybody in here, man, we appreciate you tuning in to us every Tuesday, Friday night, 8 p.m. Central Time. Y'all already know how we rocking, but let's get this show on the road. Let's get this show on the road. Playoff football. How about it? Right? Playoff football. How about it? We're going to lead with this Kansas City Buffalo Bills game, because why the hell else would we choose anything else not to lead with? Kansas City Buffalo. I'm watching this game and I'm thinking to myself, damn, this may be the best game I've ever watched in my entire life. First and foremost, anything that I've ever said negative about Josh Allen, I take it all back. And I tried to do it last week, but Unc told me to pump the brakes, and it's like, damn, we here now, Unc. We here now. Like, anything that I've ever said about Josh Allen in the past, I completely take it back. I've said it on Facebook. I've said it on TikTok, and now I'm saying it on the Sports Behavior Podcast. I have to take it back because Josh Allen is a man amongst boys. Josh Allen goes 27 for 37, 329, and 4 touchdowns, all to Gabriel Davis. Also led this team in rushing with 11 rushes for 68 yards. Patrick Mahomes led this game in rushing with 69 yards. This game was, bar none, probably the best game I've ever seen. Typically because usually the criteria to becoming something you've never seen before, right? Or something that's the best that you've ever seen, right? There has to be some type of plot twist. It has to be some type of cliffhanger. It has to be something that makes you stand up and say, damn. And there was a few of those moments in this game, right? Not only the back and forth action, the Tyreek Hill touchdown made me stand up out of my seat, right? When he veers off right, puts the Jets on, hits the sideline, throws the deuces. You can't rock with him. Like, who's touching this cat, right? Another one that made me stand up. This man, Josh Allen, throws a touchdown to Gabriel Davis for a 4th touchdown. Gabriel Davis goes 9 for 201, 4 touchdowns in this game, right? Josh Allen throws what everybody in the building thinks is the dagger. When Josh Allen threw that touchdown pass to Gabriel Davis, I said, oh, Mahomes is eliminated. It is 13 seconds left on this clock. Then I said, hold on. This is Patrick Mahomes. 13 seconds left on this clock. I don't know what type of defense they was in, but Andy Reid calls a spectacular play where they run some type of 5-yard screen play past the line of scrimmage, so it's really not a screen, to where they assume they're trying to stop everything cheap but not realizing that they got Cheetah. So they get a ball to Cheetah on the first play with blockers in front of them. I'm like, what the hell type of screen? This is typical Andy Reid. I ain't never seen no screen that goes 5 yards forward, so it's kind of like a running play. It's kind of like a screen play. It's kind of, I didn't know what the hell it was, but it went for like 20 yards. I say, okay, wow, they clock it, stop the clock. Then Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes tell a story at the press conference to where that last play that put him in field goal range wasn't even planned. Travis Kelce flat out say, look, I'm not running that route that's designed to go with this pattern. I'm not running it. I'm just going to find the open area in the field. Find me, Patty. At the line of scrimmage, you can hear Patrick Mahomes saying, Kelce, do it. Kelce, do it. Kelce did it. And it goes for like 25 yards in field goal range. Buckner puts the nail in their coffin and the dacket in their hearts. This is crazy. Like, Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes, when you dealing with guys like this, all-time greats like this, you always got to be ready for the surprise element. That's why football is the greatest game in the world, right? It's one thing to get dunked on, somebody catch a body in basketball, right? The spontaneity. But it's another thing to leave 13 seconds on the clock after a touchdown. And in the back of your head, you got to wonder, damn, did I leave too much time on the clock? It's crazy. Unc, what say you?
Well, I want to start by saying I looked at, over the course of my life, postseason games that I've seen. The 88 Super Bowl between the 49ers and Cincinnati. The 04 Super Bowl between the Patriots and Carolina. 28-3 coming back from that. I'm thinking about postseason games that I've seen in my lifetime and thinking to myself, that game on Sunday, did I see a better game than that? And I can't say that I have. I honestly can't say that I have.
But
now,
what makes for a good game, Unc? Is it the comeback? Is it the comeback from behind win? Like the Buffalo, the Frank Reich Buffalo versus the Oilers, or Warren Moon, when Frank Reich led the charge for the biggest comeback of all time. What makes it? Is it the blow for blow from each side, or what?
There's a number of different things. Well, number one, it has to start with, it has to mean something. Yeah, it can't just be us going back and forth. So it's got to mean something. No doubt. This for a trip to the AFC Championship, right? This is for a trip to the AFC Championship. So that's a big deal starting. Number two, we got to have stars. Okay, who's the best quarterback in the game today? Pat Mahomes. And who is one of the best young quarterbacks in the game? Josh Allen, right? And with those two elements right there, this absolutely made for a huge game. So I want to start the conversation by saying I looked at the defense from Buffalo, and on paper, number one against the rush, number one overall defense in the league, number one on third down. And I rewind the clock back to all the great defenses that I've seen in my lifetime. Tampa in 03, Baltimore in 01, the 85 Bears. They would be licking their chops at an offense like this because it's the ultimate test. Stop these dudes. Let's stop these dudes. Mike Singletary is looking at Patrick Mahomes going, we got to stop this guy, right? Warren Sapp is looking at them like, we stopping these dudes.
No doubt.
We can't go blow for blow. Absolutely can't happen. What I will say, though, however, is I dug absolutely what Kansas City did on defense. They made it clear to Stephon Diggs, you ain't going to do it today. Somebody else going to have to do it. And what did they do? They had two guys on him, and they dropped that safety. And that safety was not in coverage. That safety was sitting on Stephon the entire time. Absolutely. Somebody else is going to have to do it. And Gabriel Davis said, you know what? I'll do it. No problem. You can come to me. I'll absolutely do it. I'm looking at a guy in Davis. We're talking about 10 targets, 8 catches for 200 yards. That's efficient. That's efficient right there.
This guy's not even a top 25 wide receiver.
No, he is not. Absolutely not. Now, what I have to do today when I come on here is I got to apologize. And why do I have to apologize? Because I did not like Josh Allen getting into a shootout with Patrick Mahomes.
You did say that.
I did not like that at all. I'm thinking this game in the 25-30 range. I said, if this game is 35-40, I don't like it. But I look at Josh Allen, 0 turnovers, 0 interceptions, 0 fumbles. And we're talking about a back and forth that was for the ages. And how did Patrick Mahomes match that? 0 fumbles, 0 turnovers. Everything. There was times during this game where I'm watching it. Prime example, you just said about 13 seconds. It's like watching two boxers.
Yeah.
Heavyweights go at it, and one of them gets dropped, and we go, ain't no way he getting up from that. No way. And he gets up from that, and not only does he get up from that, he drops this dude, and you go, no way he's getting up from that. And then he gets up. And now we just standing here holding our face like there's no way that this is going on. We are not witnessing what we are witnessing right now. This was absolutely incredible for a team in Buffalo who just kept coming. Considering how weak their run game was. I mean, Singletary, he got 5 games this year where he rushed for under 30 yards. 5 of them. He got 5 games. Not only does he have 5 games where he rushed under 30 yards, he got 5 games where he had 10 carries or more and rushed for under 50 yards. So they didn't have a run game. Josh Allen is our running back. No question about that.
How, is that sustainable? Like it's been it was like that last year, and that's why I be looking around like, is that really sustainable? And when you playing as a bad weather team, like Buffalo's a bad weather team. So it's like during bad weather, you need 2 things to transition: defense and running game. And they got the defense, but it's like Josh Allen is your running game. And it's crazy because the way I'm watching this guy run the ball, he reminds me so much of Cam Newton. Like I've never seen a specimen run the ball like Cam Newton, right? When I saw Cam, I said, they are running power for this man. Literally, this man is taking a direct snap and he's running between the A-B gap. And he's dropping his shoulders on linebackers. I'm like, he's really like –
and trucking them too, by the way. And not just dropping his shoulders, trucking them.
And that's what and I see Josh Allen, and I see him take a direct snap. It's not even a sneak. It's a design quarterback run. Sir. It's a draw. And he's just running right up the A gap. I seen him put somebody down. And it's like, this reminds me so much of Cam Newton, man. And it's like, this man is the white Cam Newton out here with a better arm.
I'll tell you what, when I'm looking at Patrick Mahomes, though, Patrick Mahomes has shown me that he has absolutely taken the mantle as the most talented quarterback in the NFL. I don't think Aaron Rodgers compares to him. I haven't seen anybody who improvises on broken plays and turns them into something more in my life than I've seen with Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. Not only that defense very much, as good as that defense was, this was the ultimate challenge for them, and they failed. They failed tremendously. We talking about a defense that gave up 552 yards of offense. That is unacceptable. I don't care how good Patrick Mahomes is. I don't care how good McKinney is. I don't care how good Travis Kelce is. I don't care how good these guys are. You cannot give up almost 600 yards of total offense.
That's fact.
Including almost 400 pass yards, 370 pass yards. As good as your defense is, you have to stand on that. Warren Sapp, Lynch, those guys, no way they would have settled for that. Ray Lewis, that defense, no way they would have settled for giving up almost over 500 yards of total offense. That's no way.
Damn sure.
I completely put this on that defense in Buffalo.
No doubt. And this is something that Aaron Rodgers has been dealing with his whole career, right? Earlier on TikTok, I'm swiping through and I see a video. Guess we had on here a couple of months back. OJ Knows drops a video basically calling defenses of today's era overrated. Defenses are trash in the NFL. Why? Because the rules prototypically cater to offense in nowadays game, right? You can't really touch nobody, can't put your hands on nobody, can't hit the quarterback the way you want to hit the quarterback. You can't really impose your will like the way you used to, according to OJ. I agree with that. I'm 50%. I'm 50-50 on that situation. So I stitched the video. I stitched the video, chopped it up, gave my own reasoning for why I chopped it up. And not to say that defenses are trash, because I don't think they trash. I just think they could be a bit overrated at times, right? And people are saying, like you just illustrated, Buffalo, number 1 against the run, number 1 against the overall defense, number 1 on third down, number 1 overall defense in the league, right? My rebuttal to that was, just because they're the number 1 ranked defense doesn't mean they're comparable to other all-time great defenses who are also number one. You mentioned the 85 Bears. You mentioned the 02 Bucks. You mentioned the example I used in the video was the 2013 Seahawks. See, people say defense is overrated to become overrated.
Legion of Boom.
Look at what LOB did. In the Super Bowl that year, it was the number one ranked defense versus the number one ranked offense.
Shut the door on Denver.
Mind you, a lot of people say the greatest offense that they ever seen was the 2007 Patriots. The greatest offense I ever seen was the 2013 Denver Broncos with Demaryius Thomas and Eric Decker and them boys, and how they was running.
Didn't go 50 touchdowns
55.
Yeah, he threw 50 touchdowns.
That team averaged like all the records that 07 Brady Moss, Dante Stallworth and them, they broke every single one. Points per game, points total points for the season, touchdowns thrown by the quarterback. Only thing they didn't break was Randy Moss's records because most of Tom Brady's action was going to Randy Moss, right? Randy caught like 23 touchdowns that year. I think DT had like 17 touchdowns that year, though. Shout out to DT, man. Rest in peace. Right? Yep. That was the greatest offense I've ever seen in motion. And Manning was almost out of his prime at that time. But them boys Them boys ran up against the Seahawks, the 2013 Legion of Boom, which is one of the most underrated defenses of all time. I think it's top 5 ever. I
think so too.
When you mention 85 Bears, when you mention 02 Bucks, when you mention 2000 Ravens, the 70s Steel Curtain, you must mention LOB without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah. That defense was fierce, top to bottom.
Absolutely in there.
So Bobby I don't want to say
Richard Sherman.
All of them. I don't want to say defenses are overrated or defenses are trash. It is a testament to the fact that they are going up against Patrick Mahomes, but just because they was number one ranked this season, that means exactly just that. This season, right? Don't compare LOB to this team. And albeit Buffalo's missing one of the best corners in the game in Trey White too. So I just need to hit on that. But Unc, I got a question for you.
I'm listening.
What was my question? When it comes to this game, the overtime rules everybody's been complaining about. What's your take on that? Should the NFL respond to the criticism of the overtime rule, which is in place, right? For everybody that doesn't know, you should know. You know, they changed it a few years back, I want to say a decade ago, to where, you know, it used to be sudden death. If you kick a field goal, game's over, right? Now, you kick a field goal, the other team gets another opportunity. If they score a touchdown, the game's over. Field goal, you get the ball back, right? Now, touchdown wins it all. Should they change that and make it more college style specifically for the playoffs? What you think? What you think about?
I don't know. I don't know about more college style, but I want to put something on your mind real quick. There have been in 11 playoff games where the team who has won the coin toss, 10-1.
Yeah.
They're games that have gone into overtime. We get the ball first, we win the game. I am not a fan. I can't really appreciate the sudden death because I'd like to get an opportunity to score. If you score and then as good as your defense is, as bad as your defense is, whatever it is, if you score and then we get the ball back and we don't score, game's over. I have no problem with that whatsoever. I got no problem with that. But I can't appreciate, like, for example, in hockey, you know, where you have a face-off. I mean, that's the same as, you know, we go to overtime. All right, LeBron James and Kevin Durant going to play one-on-one. No. No, absolutely not. Right. I can, and not only that, I want to take it a step further than that. Why do we have ties? You play until somebody wins. There is no, okay, you got 15, I got 15, okay, shake hands. No, nobody won. That's what we play the game for. In the words of Herman Edwards, you play to win. The game. Absolutely. We don't play until we tie and then, okay, then why are we keeping score? What are we even keeping score for? So at the end of the day, there is no reason why we should have ties in overtime or sudden death. You score, give them the ball back. If you don't score, game's over.
I feel like with a game like last night, they probably still be playing right now. And that's why sudden death is in place, because both of those quarterbacks was hot. They had it going. I have no doubt in my mind that in overtime, if the rules indicated the way you just illustrated them to go, if they were like that in true existence, Josh Allen would have marched right back down and scored 7. No doubt about it.
Somebody, in the words of my nephew over here, somebody got to put their nuts on the concrete and go,
Facts.
yo, we stopping these. Somebody got to do that.
But I didn't see it. Didn't happen all night. I don't see it.
I didn't either. I'm watching that and I'm thinking to myself, whoever got the ball last is going to win.
And see, the thing about it, this is football. It's different from basketball. This is a very tough, very physical sport. These guys are trying to get these guys in and out of these games as quickly as possible, as safe as possible, right? If you have an overtime rule like that to where sudden death doesn't apply, we're going to be here forever. The longer these guys stay on the field, the more susceptible to injury they are. So that's another thing that the NFL has to take into consideration. Not only that, but you running time over with money when you playing non-sudden death. When you say there should be no ties, right? You get a full 4 quarters and then you get an extra period. If y'all can't come to a conclusion, I believe there should be ties, because if not, games would be going on 5-6 hours, because football, 13 seconds is 20 minutes in real football.
Okay, so let's do this then. So instead of 15-minute quarters, how about we do like they do in the NBA? How about we split the difference? We're going to have 7-minute quarters. You don't score, we play again. 7 minutes again. You don't score, we play again.
Full quarters?
When you score, 7 minutes. That's it. We're not gonna play 15-minute quarters. We're gonna split the difference. Just like in the NBA where they play 5-minute overtimes. We ain't playing a 12-minute overtime. We basically splitting the difference. Right? We got a 7-minute quarter. You score, you don't score, game's over. But if you score and you score, we keep playing. But the next team who doesn't score and the next team that scores, game's over. We're not leaving with a tie. Any of that stuff goes out the window, and shorten the quarters.
I'm not mad at that. I mean, it's good stuff, man. I'm not mad at that. It is what it is. I mean, it's something about me says I'm a traditional guy. Whatever's been that way for a long time, I don't want to see change unless it completely has to change. And to be honest with you, I don't think the overtime rules have to change. You know, some things are just meant to happen that way. And the luck of the draw is the coin toss. If you got it going and you call that heads and you get that heads, and it's like your team goes down there, they march, they score, shit, it's over with. I'm sorry. A lot of players that fall victim to not getting the opportunity to score. But that's part of the game. Defense is very important. You better pep talk your defense and talk them boys into getting some type of stop. Like, because it's not, we can't just say, we can't just cater. We can't just cater to the defenses can score too. We can't just cater to the offense. That's a part. That's 1/3 of the product of the field. It's defense. So just as well as their offense is on the field, just as well as their defense is on the field as well. So, I mean, that's neither here nor there, but it is what it is. Good stuff on both sides. But let's get into another person who walked away with a dub. I don't want to say a surprising dub, but a lot of people had this in a great game. Matthew Stafford. I posted on TikTok the clip of him hitting Cooper Kupp to basically put them in field goal range to clock it. I said in the post, this is how stars are made, ladies and gentlemen. The reason why I said that is because a lot of people have been giving Matt Stafford a lot of scrutiny, right, because of his inability to perform when the lights are at his brightest, sort of like Kirk Cousins. They've been giving him that Kirk Cousins treatment. Oh, Matt Stafford ain't good under pressure. Matt Stafford has a losing record against playoff teams. Well, he's been playing in Detroit all his life, and he don't know nothing but L's. You know what I'm saying? And it takes two to tango. And right now, he got more than two. He got Cam Akers, who's been balling coming off this Achilles injury. Cooper Kupp, who's a top 5 receiver in this game, according to me, right? Odell Beckham, who's top 10 talented, but he's not top 10, right? Next year, I got a feeling he's going to put a lot of cats on notice with a year under his belt of this system and a full off-season training camp OTAs. Odell Beckham will come back looking like 2015 Odell, I'm telling you. Open your eyes up to this. Matthew Stafford, it don't look like he's aging one bit. This Los Angeles Rams team is extremely, extremely, extremely scary, and they might have just retired Tom Brady. Matthew Stafford, the only gripe that I got against Matt Stafford in this game was the fact that I felt they should have put their asses away. I feel like Matt Stafford and Sean McVay let off the gas. They had 4 fumbles in this game. Like, they was shivering in their boots, all in the second half. Like, they tried to get a game up, right? Everybody was fumbling left and right. 20-3 at half. This game should have been all but over. They should have won this game 50-17. But instead, they let off. They took their foot off the gas. Guys was fumbling left and right. And Matthew Stafford wasn't converting the same way that he was in the first half. But, hey, great talent. They went down. They persevered. Tom Brady, he's the GOAT. He can't touchdown. Mike Evans, clutch play back of the end zone, up the sideline. Great catch by Mike Evans, right? Damn. But Cooper Kupp said, give it to me. Matthew Stafford, incredible duo. Incredible duo. These two guys, man, hand and foot, maybe the best 1-2 punch in the league. Stafford to Kupp is dangerous.
Now, I'm not sold on Stafford like you are, and I can appreciate your logic. Man. I can absolutely appreciate your logic.
Listen,
because of what we saw.
I'm gonna tell you one time: the regular season is where you play your game, but the playoffs is where you make your name.
Yeah, that's where you make your money at.
Yes,
that's where you make.
That's
your money
why
at.
I fall in love with cats off playoff performances.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
everything you did previous to this goes out the window.
Yeah, that's where you make your money at. That's when the bets are higher.
Yes.
And the better players step up.
Yes.
Absolutely. So what I can't do is as much as I appreciate what the Rams did. And what I mean when I say what the Rams did, I don't mean just this game. The Rams took all their chips and pushed them to the front of the table. We went and got Matt Stafford. We already got the best pass rush in the game. Arguably, the best defensive player in the game in Aaron Donald. We already got that, right? So you got the Triple Crown winner in Cooper Kupp. We push our chips even more to the front of the table, and we go get OBJ.
And
right?
Von Miller.
And Von Miller. So we're not playing. This is not a situation where we're thinking we're just going to No, they push all their chips to the front of the table, and we are all in to win it, right? But what I can't forget is that, Matt Stafford did have a top five wide receiver all time in the history of the NFL.
And he made him a Hall of Famer.
He did have that. They did go 0-16 one season. I'm sure of that. I'm absolutely sure of that. He had a solid tight end in Pettigrew who was really good. I mean, they did get bounced. They didn't lose in the playoffs. They got bounced. Yeah. So I know who you are, Matt Stafford. This is not a situation where
you know who Detroit is.
No, I know who Matt Stafford is.
They was ass before Stafford, and they'll be ass after him.
He's shown me time and time again that and what I appreciated from Sean McVay, who is a rah-rah type of guy, and that kind of gets corny from time to time, to be honest with you. But what he did was he did a good job of putting Matt Stafford in a position to win. That's what coaches do.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Samson. They went 0-16 and then took Stafford with the first pick. Dan Orlowski and Dante Culpepper was actually the quarterback. Now that I think about it.
Did they not do it again? I want to make sure that I'm not going crazy. No. Did they not go 0-16 twice?
No. Cleveland went 0-16 twice.
I apologize. Let me get my facts correct. Yeah. I apologize. So with that being said, right? With that being said, when I look at Matt Stafford and I look at the group that he has now, and I look at what Sean McVay, the game plan that he had, right? We're gonna give Matt Stafford deep balls, which they did, but a lot of the stuff that he did was kept right in front of him, right? OBJ 10-yard digs, right? Cooper Kupp 10-yard hits, 5-yard digs, where he kept it right in front of him, and he dumbed down the offense. And I mean, Cam Akers looked like, with the exception of him fumbling the football, Cam Akers looked really good.
No doubt.
We talking about a dude who had an Achilles injury 6 months ago. He ain't supposed to be running. This dude is not supposed to be running.
That's crazy.
In fact, this dude is running in the playoffs. What I appreciated from what Denver did was more on, not Denver, I'm sorry. What the Rams did was more on defense more than anything. We're talking about a Tampa team who they held them 3 for 14 on third down. They had the ball longer because I don't like having the ball. I don't like Tom Brady having the ball for 35 minutes. Nah. But I do like Matt Stafford having the ball for 35 minutes, which he did. They kept the ball away from Tom Brady, kept him off the field. Now, they did everything that they could to give this game back.
Whew, didn't they?
They did everything they could to give this game back to Tampa. Because let's make sure we clear. Mike Evans, for the 119 yards that he had, up until that play on Ramsey, we got him bottled up. Mm-hmm. He was under 60 yards. That they had him bottled up pretty good, right? Gronk, so we talking about a guy in Evans, 8 catches for 119 yards. on 16 targets.
Right.
Not very good. Not very good at all. So we talking about a guy in Gronk, 4 receptions for 85 yards. He looked for Gronk 8 times. 4 receptions? It's not very good. Not very good at all. I would have liked to have seen Leonard Fournette run the football more. I would like to see him get more than 13 carries because their staple has been Ronald Jones, who you don't like because you think he puts the ball on the ground a lot, and he does. I think he's a better runner than Leonard Fournette, but he does put the ball on the ground a lot. Their staple has been them running the football, and them running the football has opened up the offense so much for Tom Brady, so much for him to sit back there in the pocket and throw. Absolutely. But when I look at what the Rams did defensively and how they this game should have been a 3-score blowout. They should have smoked Tampa.
1,000%.
I'm not looking at Tampa as they stuck around. No, they should have smoked these dudes, and they let them back in the game. And I'm really interested to see what happens when Levi Stadium, which is in San Jose, Levi Stadium, which is in Santa Clara of the South, because it's going to be a sea of red in SoFi Stadium next week. I'm just saying, B. It's going to be a sea of red. It's going to be a sea of red down there.
Listen. I can't wait to see that blowout so we can come up in here and sit right here and we're going to talk about it because they about to get the blows thrown off of them. But to put a staple in that conversation with the Rams, shout out to Matt Stafford, man. He had a hell of a game. Even though they tried to let him come back into this game, shout out to Von Miller as well. He is Tom Brady's Achilles heel. He was on his ass all night. Got a turnover, strip sack on Tom Brady. I know he hated him some Von Miller. Von Miller always on, like he's his Achilles heel. Like, God damn, back up.
Block him.
Mike, I know Brady be like, damn, Von, what you doing here?
I don't care who you blocking. Block number 40.
Block him.
I don't care who else. Block 40.
He was wreaking havoc, and you already got to worry about Donald. You got to worry about Leonard Floyd. You got to worry about all these guys on this defensive line. And then you got Ramsey. They just got so much confidence in Ramsey, albeit they should. They should. That one-on-one play was a great route. So anybody that's saying Mike Evans can't run routes fooled you. He blew right past the best corner in the game, right? That shouldn't be an argument at this point, which I've been on this bandwagon for the last couple of seasons, at least 3 years, when everybody was trying to say, oh, DPOY, what's his name, Patriots corner, Stephon Gilmore is the best corner in the game. I told you, I don't care about that DPOY. Jalen Ramsey is still the best corner in the game. Y'all called me crazy, stupid, I don't know football. How the hell can you say that when another corner just won Defensive Player of the Year? And I told you, I don't give a damn about that. It's Jalen Ramsey. I bet all of you have come back around now. Huh? Where's Stephon Gilmore at now? Huh? Stephon? Where art thou? Now everybody's back on this Jalen Ramsey bandwagon. I love being right. I just got to rub it in something in a lot of people's faces. That's neither here nor there. People be telling me to be humble. No, I didn't get here being humble. Damn that. Anyway, let's move on to your 49ers. Who finna take a serious L this weekend, by the way, right? But this game here, they beat Aaron Rodgers. They sent A-Rod to the crib. Nobody saw this coming outside of the Bay and 49ers fans. I don't give a damn who you are. I'm a betting man. 49ers were massive underdogs in this game. Like, Aaron Rodgers, even though
0-3.
Now
the line was 3.
Okay, so the line was 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so even though the 49ers is 0-3, Jimmy G was 2-1 coming into this game against Aaron Rodgers. Now they 0-4, got their number. But I'm going to tell you like this. Aaron Rodgers lost this game more than the Niners won this game, in my opinion. I have never seen, well, I ain't going to say never say never, right? Jimmy Garoppolo had absolutely nothing to do with this victory. Nothing whatsoever.
Am I going to fight that? I won't fight
Jimmy, what did Jimmy Garoppolo do? I ain't even got the stats.
I don't
Jimmy Garoppolo threw like 17 passes and had like $130 through the air.
He was 11 for 17.
And 17 passes, had like a $130 through the air, right? And let's just pray to God anybody on Green Bay had any type of hands. They say defensive backs are defensive backs because they ain't got good enough hands to be wide receivers. That's the cliche. And it showed. Because if they had any type of mindfulness, any type of awareness, they could have had probably 6 picks easily in this game. Guys were dropping interceptions. Jimmy Garoppolo was throwing the ball like this. Damn that. He was just throwing the ball with his eyes closed. Straight blind. Straight up. Throwing Stevies. Like, what? This man was out here throwing Stevies. They could have had 3 and 4 pick sixes. Like, he out here throwing Stevies. And I'm like, damn, man. Any type of competent corner would have took it to the crib. They would have had, was Jair Alexander out there? I don't know. But if they would have had Stokes, somebody should have took something to the house, right? Aaron Rodgers lost this game for them more than he wanted. When I'm looking at the San Francisco 49ers' inability to move the ball in the first half, I think they had 0 stats in like the second quarter with like 2 minutes left. The total 0 yards of total offense with like 2 minutes left in the first half. I said they stink. Jimmy Garoppolo came, but what saved them? 1/3 of your roster, right? Defense, offense, special teams. 1/3 of your roster, special teams. The defense was phenomenal, but special teams, the block field goal before the half, the block punt to score, it's impeccable. What's your take on this game?
Now,
what happened?
Well, I want to start the conversation with can we dead the allure of Lambeau Field? Can we kill that? I want to dead the frozen tundra. Yeah. Can we dead that? Yeah. Okay, since 2004.
This hurt.
Let me put something on your mind. Since 2004, that's 18 years. We've had 7 wins in Lambeau Field. Mike Vick did it in 2004. Eli Manning goes in there in 2007. He goes in there again in 2011. All right. Kaepernick goes in there in 2012. He does it again in 2013. Tom Brady went in there last year, and now Garoppolo this year. That's 7 quarterbacks. So that's a third. So we can dead the allure of the frozen tundra. Like, you can't go in there and win. It's obvious that you could go in there and win. Yeah. All right? That's obvious. Okay. Now, when we get to the actual game, just so you know, up until that special teams block punt, we only got 3 points. That's it.
Garbage.
We got 3 points up until that point. Jimmy G, at one point not in the first half. In the first half, he was 2 for 8. We were getting nothing from him. The difference in that football game was play calling and defense. Deebo Samuels is an absolute dog. No question about that. The game plan in the second half was simple. The middle of the field was wide open. The Green Bay Packers, they stayed in that zone, and George Kittle started to kill them with the slant routes. Absolutely. But I'm thinking to myself, while I'm watching this, and I'm saying, there is no way we can keep holding these guys. We have to score. Mm-hmm. There is no way that we're just going to keep stopping these guys. Now, remember, before that first drive that they had, after that first drive, we talking 6 out of the next 9 drives. 3 and out. They didn't do anything. And they only came away with 3 points. That's it. 6 of their next 9 drives. My defense, the 49ers defense, stood on their heads. Absolutely they did. Now, I can appreciate the logic. Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback. I thought the play calling was subpar. I thought that their defense is what saved them and kept them in the game. And I thought that at the end, what the 49ers did in terms of their special teams, was the difference in the ball game. Because otherwise, we don't win that game.
No doubt about it, because Jimmy Garoppolo was straight ass. Like, he's celebrating like he did something. F the Green Bay Packers. He tells Robbie Gould, who's a guy in which the Bears should not have gotten rid of, because he's still putting up points and knocking field goals in left and right, clutch gene. It don't matter. It was a weekend for field goal kickers. McPherson, Robbie Gould, Buckner, all of them. Like, field goal kickers was essential as hell this weekend. So it's like the 49ers, Jimmy Garoppolo, sir, you solid, but low-key, you got Bricio. Big facts. And I want to see my man Trey Lance, North Dakota State. I want to see my mans get up in there and get some love, because I think he could do some things with a George Kittle, a Deebo Samuel, with him in a running game with an Elijah Mitchell. maybe if they decide to keep Raheem Mostert, they got a lot of running backs over there. They got another stud over there. Elijah Mitchell's a 6th-round draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
He's a 6th-round draft pick. They got a guy
mm-hmm.
who was the starter though. I can't think of his name. It's skipping me, but they got a lot of pieces over there, and the 49ers could be scared. That defense is nasty, man.
Yes, it is.
They was on Aaron Rodgers' ass all night.
Mm-hmm.
Like man-to-man, cover 2, cover 3, it didn't matter. Whatever they ran, they decided to run. They ran it, and they ran it to a T. So shout out to the 49ers defense. Jimmy Garoppolo, you are ass until proven otherwise.
Now, can we agree? Not even agree. Because this is what I see when I see Jimmy Garoppolo. I see a guy who wins. How he wins, that doesn't necessarily matter to me. What it matters to me is that we win. 80% of the time when he's in the lineup, we win. 2 times in 4 years, he's been healthy. We've been in the NFC Championship. So is it fair for me to say that Jimmy Garoppolo is a better version of Mark Sanchez?
Ooh. Is he really better, though?
I think he's better. I think he's a better version of Mark Sanchez. Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
Mark Sanchez is actually not a bad comparison considering the situation. Because that Niners defense is hellacious, man. It's hellacious. And that Jets defense was hellacious as well. So that's actually not a bad comparison. Game manager, he's Gabricio. Butt fumble was garbage too, but that's neither here nor there. It is what it is. So Niners got a chance to go to the Super Bowl if they could somehow pull out the impossible. And that's in back-to-back weeks, beat Aaron Rodgers and Matt Stafford. Less than likely, but we'll see what happens. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But Cincinnati, last game on the docu, right? Cincinnati, Joe Burrow comes in here and proves why he's the number 1 pick, and rightfully so, right? Tennessee Titans came out with a different game plan than I expected, or I don't want to say expected. I want to say Tennessee came out with a game plan that I didn't like, right? You got Julio healthy, somewhat, so they say. You got A.J. Brown healthy, somewhat, so they say, right? Everybody in the building should know that they was going to try to feed Derrick Henry the ball. They was putting 7, 8 in the box. That's why A.J. Brown did what the hell he did. If you pay attention, A.J. Brown outside of that deep post route in the middle of the field, everything else was one-on-one coverage. They sold out to basically stop Derrick Henry, which is what essentially the game plan is coming in to face a team like Tennessee. They know they're going to run these zone running plays. Derrick Henry chooses whatever hole he wants to run through, and he's just going to shoot the gap, right? Cincinnati did a hell of a job on Derrick Henry, shooting these gaps, stopping these holes, plugging these holes, and it was tough for Derrick Henry on his return. A.J. Brown had himself a day, right? But Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase still found a way to get 100 yards, and they blanketed him all night. He was getting frustrated on the sideline because they were sending 2 his way. I said, look, it's what I say. I say, look, man, I talked to I shout out to my man Mike Beasley. I say, Mike, if they gonna blanket my man Jamar Chase, damn it, put him in the Hall of Fame right now. He's a rookie. Put him in the Hall right now. You sending double coverage, triple coverage at Jamar Chase? You got a man He say, oh, gee, why they pressing this man? I said, Mike, you think that corner brave enough to press? That's Jackrabbit. I said, you think Jackrabbit? First of all, that ain't Jackrabbit from New York, right? Jackrabbit is in Tennessee now. He's not the same Jackrabbit. Jackrabbit from New York was a top 5 corner. He's old now. That's not, and even if that was the same Jackrabbit, pressing Jamar Chase at the line of scrimmage is a bad decision-making process, right? He said, why they keep pressing him? I said, you think Jackrabbit pressing that man on purpose? Hell no. He got safety help behind him. That's why they pressing him. They playing blanket coverage. They rolling all the coverage to Jamar Chase. That's why T. Higgins almost had 100 yards in this game.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
It is. Jamar still got over 100. I say, damn, put him in the Hall of Fame now. Just put him in the Hall of Fame.
Well, I'll tell you what, and I want to know how you feel about this logic. When I think about, there are times where I equate Ryan Tannehill. Follow me on this one. I equate Ryan Tannehill to Quinn Snyder. Well, what do you mean, Unc? You're to Quinn Snyder? There's a certain point where this coach is going to get us, and this is as far as we going with him. We ain't going no further. So I look at this Utah team and I look at the talent that they have and I look at the personnel that they have. They finished number 1. They finished in the top 2 and they just can't get past they can't get over the hump. And I think that's because this is as far as we going with this coach. So I think he needs to be out. Fast forward the clock, rewind the clock back to the 1999 season. The Los Angeles Lakers get swept out of the playoffs with the same group: Shaq, Kobe, Glenn Rice, Derek Fisher, Robert Horry. They get swept out the playoffs, right? Dale Harris is out because this is as far as we going with Dale Harris. You bring in Phil Jackson, we run the table for the next 3 years. I think this is as far as we going with Ryan Tannehill. I don't think that we go any further with this guy. I just want to put something on your mind. So 2 years ago in the playoffs, Ryan Tannehill, 18 for 26, 126 yards, 165 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Last year against Lamar Jackson, this is in the AFC Championship, 2 years ago. Last year against Lamar Jackson, they lose 21 for 31, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 3 sacks. All right? Sunday, 15 for 24, 220 yards, 1 touchdown. That averages out to 18 for 27, 198 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. That's on average. That's what we're going to get from this dude. Mm-hmm. And mind you, Chris, he's 33 years old, which suggests to me I ain't getting no more.
Nah.
It's not like I'm going to get next year, I'm going to get 4,000 or 5,000 yards. This is it. You're not getting any more than what you already have. And the thing that I'm concerned with the most with this is I actually have a bell cow ball carrier who I think got another 4 or 5 great years in him. And I don't want to waste them with a average to an above average QB because we're right at the doorstep. They were the number 1 seed in the AFC. Numero uno. Facts. In the AFC. So I don't want to waste any more years with Derrick Henry. He would have ran for 2 racks this year had he not gotten hurt. He ran for 2 racks last year. And if I can get better play from my quarterback, then we absolutely have a legit shot at winning this thing. So I think that, like I said with Quinn Snyder, like I said with Dale Harris, I think this is as far as we going with Ryan Tannehill, and it's time to move off of him.
I agree. I 100% agree with that. But I'm going to tell you like this. Honestly, I don't think Tannehill had a bad game, right? I think him and Joe Burrow's play was pretty much equal. Ryan Tannehill had...
Wait a minute. Wait. Don't confuse not having a bad game with being able to get us over the hump.
True. I agree. That's why I led with I 100% agree. It's time for him to go because this is as far as he's going to take him, right? They need to get to the next level while they still have youth. I agree with what you're saying. But back to the game, though, I honestly don't think he had a bad game. I think him and Joe Burrow's games were pretty much – Tannehill actually might have outplayed Joe Burrow. Now, he did throw 3 interceptions, but
3 of them.
None of them were his fault. They were all either touching the wide receiver's hands, tipped up in the air, some way, shape, form, or fashion. Tannehill really couldn't get any help out there from his pass catches. None of the interceptions, maybe 1, partially, and it wasn't even all his fault.
The last one that he threw wasn't his fault.
What was the last one?
The last one that he threw, which actually cost them the game. That's how they got back in the game. Because Tennessee is marching, and Tannehill throws an interception.
Sideline?
Yes, sir. He throws an interception. How does he throw an interception? Cincinnati gets the ball back, marches up the field, kicks the field goal, game over.
Yeah.
So he throws an interception on his first possession and his last possession.
First possession wasn't his fault. The last possession was a tip from the wide receiver.
That was a great play from the cornerback. That was a great play. I ain't gonna fight that one.
He dove for the ball.
That was a great play.
Caught it, rolled. I said it was a listen. Most of the turnovers from both quarterbacks, four interceptions total. Joe Burrow threw no touchdowns in this game, right? 4 interceptions total. It was all McPherson. This whole game was all McPherson, kicker. Joe Mixon scored a rushing touchdown. Burrow had 0 touchdowns and an interception. Tannehill threw 3. At least Tannehill threw a touchdown pass to AJ Brown. He threw 3 interceptions, but every one of those interceptions was either a tip pass or an incredible play by the defense. Same thing for Burrow's interception. Incredible play by the defense. So I don't really want to blame Ryan Tannehill for why they lost because I feel like for who hear me out. I feel like for the type of quarterback that Tannehill is, I feel like he as an individual did enough to at least be competitive in this game, which they were, right? Imagine if he would have got more from Julio. Imagine if he would have got more from Derrick Henry, right? Imagine if he would have, because Derrick Henry should have easily had over 100 yards in this game. Even though, like I say, Cincinnati, albeit they came in with a great game plan, they blanketed the hell out of Derrick Henry. He had an amazing, they played defensively. They played amazing, right? They had a great game plan against Derrick Henry. But albeit, this is Derrick Henry. To me, the best running back in the league. Returning from his injury or not, I think he should have had over 100. If Derrick Henry has over 100, they possibly win this game because they control the clock and dominate the time of possession.
Oh, with that being said, Chris, you tell me, you being a football guy, you tell me your job as the quarterback. What is your number one job?
Not to turn the football over.
Take care of the football. Yeah. Take care of the football. You can't be the reason why we lose. It can't be because of you. One time I'll buy it. Okay, I'll buy it one time. 3 picks? No way. Absolutely. You got to do a better job in taking care of the football, and he didn't do that. And he was the reason. If that pick at the end of the game, that pick at the last possession that they had, that pick is the difference in the football game. They turn the ball over. Cincinnati gets the ball. They go down and they score. Game's over. There's your ball game. There's your ball game.
This interception right now. I wish I could pull it up on the screen.
The second pick that he had from the corner, which tipped at the line of scrimmage, that was a great play. I will not fight that. That was a great play. But his first possession and his last possession, that last possession,
look at this.
Was not open.
No.
He was not open.
Look at this.
He wasn't.
Look at this interception.
16, I seen it.
The 16-16 drops back 3rd and 5. Hits Julio right, number 15. Who the hell is number 15? Fire him. It hit him right in the hands. Ball popped up. Tannehill did not play bad.
We can't have 3 interceptions. You got to do a better job in taking care of football. I said I was watching the game live. You got to do a better job in taking care of football. You have to. I'm not buying that at all. I seen it.
It hit him right in the hands.
He was not open, and he could have done a better job in throwing him open. That's what he could have done.
It was a tight fit. He had to fit it in a tight fit. It's 35. You ain't got all day. You got to get rid of the ball. I just feel like every one of these interceptions that Ryan Tannehill threw was either A, it wasn't his fault, or B, the defense made an immaculate play, a great defensive play. And when a defense does that to you, right, you can do nothing but take your hat off. Now, if it's unforced, you just throwing shit to the DB to where he's just standing there and catching it like the play was intended for him, then yeah, if it looks bad on the quarterback. But if you see this guy dive on some Ed Reed shit, make like what Ed Reed did to Peyton Manning, down up the seam to Marvin Harrison when he faked him out, thought he was following his ass, turned around as soon as he let it go, picked it off. That's a great play. You take your hat off to the defensive back like that. Take your hat off to the defensive backs in this game because they outplayed Ryan Tannehill, but Ryan Tannehill did not have a bad game. Anyway, let's shift to the last and final thing I want to discuss, and that's I think we pretty much already discussed it, already covered it, and that was special teams, right? Special teams gets a bad rap. We see guys, executives, the guys that sit in the meeting rooms, they trying to figure out a way to make the game safe. And by doing so, they end up tweaking special teams, right? Moving the goalposts, shortening the distance between kickoffs, trying to prevent collisions. And it's kind of that's why we don't see as many Hester-type returns. That's why we don't see too many Dante Halls back there, Cordell Patterson's back there. You know what I'm saying? We don't see too many. By the way,
let's make sure we clear. That sucks, by the way, because those guys were dynamic.
That's what I'm saying. You don't see too many kickoff returns. I can't recall any, maybe 2 or 3 kickoff returns all year. I mean, Hester's rookie year, he had like 5 of them. So, I mean, you don't see that too often. But my thing is, when it comes to special teams, they showed up and showed out. And I'm the type of person that gives credit where credit is due. Special teams, as overlooked as they are, we need to mention the importance of that selective unit. Special teams includes the kickers, the punters, the gunners, the returnmen, everybody, the blockers, everybody, right? And they played a pivotal moment in multiple ways throughout these playoffs thus far. Deebo Samuel returns a punt that puts the 49ers in position to kick a field goal. Without Deebo Samuel's punt, are they even in that position to do so?
No.
I mean, you got to ask yourself that question. Without this blocked field goal before the half by the special teams of the Niners, Aaron Rodgers goes up 13-3 traditionally. The game is pretty much all but over considering the fact that the Niners couldn't move the ball. Without McPherson kicking the 49ers essentially to the NFC championship game.
Goal, yep. Robbie Gold.
Robbie Gold,
No,
game winner. McPherson kicking the Cincinnati Bengals to the AFC Championship game. Joe Burrow didn't throw a touchdown. McPherson put up all the points for them. A rookie kicker. Special teams is a unit that needs to get more love because special teams is the reason why we know who the hell Terrell Davis is, the Hall of Fame running back. Special teams is the reason why Devin Hester could potentially go into the Hall of Fame. Special teams is the reason why we know who the hell Shannon Sharp is because that's how he got his start. Special teams is very important. I just feel like we overlook it as NFL fans. We don't really tune in for special teams anymore. We don't give them the credit that credit is due. So I just wanted to shed some light on the special teams unit and how they've been balling throughout these playoffs thus far.
You know who the special teams reminds me of? Special teams is Horace Grant. Special teams is Udonis Haslam. That's who special teams are. They the dirty work guys. Yeah. They are the people who put you guys in position to win games. Yeah. If we don't have you, we're not winning. So when I look at McPherson come on the field in the AFC Championship game, in the AFC Divisional round with ice water in his veins, looking at Joe Burrow and telling him that, yo, we about to go to the AFC Championship. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about this. I got this under control. We about to go to the AFC Championship. When I see Robbie Gold on the sideline going, I'm really about to get a shot at sending us to the NFC Championship and a trip to Los Angeles? Are you serious? This game's over. When I see when I call him Adam Moneyterry, that's what I call him. Yeah. I called him Adam Moneyterry. So whenever he steps on the field, I think the game's over. So when you eliminate
all on his
absolutely all-time leading scorer in NFL history. So with that being said, I think that the game would be so much better if we brought back guys like Dante Hall and Devin Hester and Prime. And I think that special teams, I think that they would love to kick to these guys too. I don't think they want to kick the ball in the end zone. I think they do want to kick to the Devin Hesters and the Dante Halls of the world. I think they want to kick to those guys because that makes the game so much more dynamic when you got guys like Jackson and guys like that who are back there who want to make plays, and we want to see that. Special teams, you can't put a price tag on those guys. You cannot.
That's for damn sure, man. So shout out to the special teamers. You know, usually if you a guy that they looking at and you kind of a dark horse guy, they like, let's put him on special teams to see what he does. Those special teams guys you see out there, they looking for a starting job. They want to be promoted from special teams to defense or offense or whatever the case may be, right? I see a gunner in college was telling a story of how he got, to be a corner because he showed so much good posture and his ability to open his hips and turn. Playing gunner in the special teams unit got him a starting position as a cornerback. So it's like special teams, man, those guys are the dirty work guys, and they're the hardest working guys on the field because they trying to get noticed. That's how Shannon Sharp got noticed. TD blowing up people on the kick return, punt return. Them guys is trying to knock somebody out to get noticed. So, those are the dirty work guys. Great example for that. Horace Grant's, the Udonis Haslams. That was a great analogy. But that pretty much wraps up the show today. No. Let's do some predictions. We got predictions. AFC, NFC. And then we're going to get the hell up out of here. Cincinnati at Kansas City. Unc, who you got?
I think that Kansas City just outlasts them. That offensive line that I saw, you got to get Joe Burrow some help. Before you get that man hurt, because you got all the other ingredients, you got to get that man some help on that offensive line. Otherwise, it's going to be bad business. And I think that they just get outlasted by Kansas City.
8 sacks.
9
sacks, right? 9 sacks. First quarterback to win a playoff game and have more than 8 sacks since Donovan McNabb did it, right?
Your man.
Shout out to Donovan McNabb. Usually if you get sacked 9 times, you lose that game. Joe Burrow found out a way to pull it out. But in this game, I also got Kansas City. I told y'all from the jump. I got Kansas City going all the way to the Super Bowl, right? So the buck doesn't stop here. As hot as since he's been, I got to take Kansas City in that one. Then we got Niners and Rams.
Don't make your face like that, because you know what it is. Don't make your face like that, because you already know what it is. Hey, there's no reason for me to believe that, they haven't beaten us in almost 3 years now. I think they've beaten us once in the last 4 years. And with that being said, I'm looking at this group.
They haven't beaten y'all in what?
They haven't beaten us in almost 4 years.
What Pharrell say? Hot damn, it's a new day.
Yes, it is, absolutely.
Woo!
I think it's going to be a task going in there. I think it's going to be a huge task, but I think my boys pull it off. I do. I think we pull it off. Absolutely.
Hey, I'm going to tell you like this, I've been dead ass wrong these entire playoffs, so my predictions don't even matter. At this point, I'm just picking a pick. I'm just picking because I want to root for somebody. And right now I want to root for Matt Stafford because I feel like the card that he's been dealt wasn't the best card, right? And he gave Detroit like 9 years of his career. And on top of that, he never complained, never wavered, never asked to get traded, never said he wanted out. He just put up with the bullshit. And now he's in the best possible position that a quarterback could be in with a team that's just built to win, offensively, defensively, everything. I'm happy for Stafford. I want to see him continue. Give me Matt Stafford. And I hope they blow the doors off them boys. The only way I could see the Niners having a legit shot is if it's a low-scoring game. If you let Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford get the rolling, damn. Look out. Look out. So give me Matthew Stafford and them boys in this one. I think they're gonna blow the doors off them. But go ahead. W's in the chat. Rain them in. Questions for the fans. Ask us anything you want to ask us. It ain't even got to be sports related. Whatever you want to know, top fives or opinions on life, girlfriend, sister, mama, auntie, daughter. It don't matter, man. We here for y'all. We love y'all. We value you guys as company. We appreciate you guys coming in. 11 years. 11 years from Matthew Stafford. There it is. And he just took the hand that was dealt. Best podcast out. Too much sauce. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you supporting. Opinion on Deshaun to Miami. I think that changes the whole tide because Miami has a solid defense, solid weapons. They could do a little bit better in that department. I like Weddle. They got some solid weapons. If they gonna keep Devontae Parker, see what that. They got to get themselves a running game, but I want to see Deshaun Watson go to a right now ready team. I don't want to see him have to wait, right? I want to see him go to like, I don't know, who's ready to win now. Everybody should stay there.
Pittsburgh is ready to win right now. Cleveland is ready to win now.
Send my man Watson to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh is ready to win now. Cleveland is ready to win now. The Niners are ready to win now. Number of different teams are ready to win right now.
Yeah.
A number of different teams ready to win right now.
Send my man to Pittsburgh. Let Mike Tomlin get him a black quarterback and go in there and get it popping. Real talk.
I don't think Brady's done. I think that he plays this last. I think this season coming up, I think this is his swan song. And he was the one who said that he wanted to play till he was 45, and I don't see him quitting at 44. I think that him and his wife, they talk about it, and I think this is the time when I think this is his last season.
I'm not mad at that. I agree. I think, he's going to, do some evaluating. I think he'll give it another shot. They got a lot of free agents in Tampa Bay, so we don't know. It's a lot of questions that's unanswered. Gronk is a free agent. A lot of these defensive – and Ndamukong Suh is a free agent. A lot of these defensive guys are free agents next season. So I think that's going to weigh a lot on what Tom's decision is also because he ain't going to come back to a bag of garbage. So, I think that's going to weigh a lot about it.
Yeah.
If them guys walk, I think Tom walks too. Let's see.
I think Drew Brees was better than Aaron Rodgers.
Who do you think will have the most accolades between Josh Allen,
Josh
Herbert,
Allen.
or Lamar? Well, shit, Lamar got a head start with the MVP.
Had he not gotten hurt, he was on his way to winning it again.
Yeah. So
he was on his way to winning it again.
I don't know. Herbert ain't got nothing. It's his second year. Herbert got to make the playoffs. Herbert got a lot of talent on his squad. He got to make the playoffs. He should have been in here outside of the Raiders. That Raiders game, he should have won that game to represent his team for the playoff. Who knows what he's going to do? Hey, I fall in love with cats when they get to the playoffs, man. So I don't know. Probably in that situation, give me Lamar because he already got that MVP head start. Drew Brees or Rodgers career-wise, my top 5 has Aaron Rodgers ahead of Drew Brees because of the MVPs, and he might win his 4th this season. So I got, Aaron Rodgers ahead of Drew Brees. But Drew Brees got pretty much everything else outside of the skill set. Aaron Rodgers is the better quarterback, but Brees got all the records, man.
I got Drew ahead of Aaron Rodgers. He had in the playoffs. He had some unfortunate circumstances. That game against Minnesota, they should have beat them. That was a Hail Mary. That was nuts. Same thing against the Rams in the NFC Championship and going to the NFC Championship. They should have beat them dudes in New Orleans. That was an unfortunate situation. So absolutely,
that's true. Thoughts on Sean Payton stepping down? Y'all know how I feel about Sean Payton, right? Sean Payton stepped down, I believe, in my opinion, for more than one reason, right? The New Orleans Saints is in shambles. Shambles. Your boy Demir, appreciate the 30 bits, man. We love you, man. Appreciate the 30 bits. But the New Orleans Saints are in shambles, as far as money. They got no money. So they don't know how they going to juke. Their salary cap is shot. So I don't know what they going to do to get themselves out of salary cap hell. But Sean Payton says, look, y'all ain't got no money. Y'all ain't got no assets. I'm out of here. I'm not finna sit here and be garbage again. Ain't no way in hell I could rebuild this on my own. But
they got a quarterback situation that's uncertain.
Exactly. So he bounced for more, and that's the other reason. He bounced for more than one reason. I'm surprised he gave y'all what he gave y'all this season.
I'm gonna answer that question real simply. No, I don't think the Lakers can win it this year. No, I don't.
Simple as that.
Yeah, I don't think that they can win it. They got too many holes. So
simple.
I'm good.
Appreciate the 20 bits, man. I appreciate you. 50 bits from Demir. I appreciate you, man. But we're going to get on up out of here, man. W's in the chat. If you enjoyed yourself for this podcast, shout out to all the loyals on YouTube. Y'all already know what to do. Drop a sub. These episodes will air on YouTube if you want to watch them again, or, if you missed it, you want to watch it again, or you just want to show some support over there. You want to go watch the reruns. Maybe you missed last week's show. You can go catch them all on YouTube. Drop a like when you get over there. Subscribe to the channel. Support this channel over here. We live on Twitch, man, every Tuesday and Friday night. You can catch me and Unc. We get it popping. W's in the chat. If you enjoyed yourself, Unc, take us home.
Take it light, but take it.
We out, ladies and gentlemen.